I have to collect all the freaking Mokoko steeds, okay? Like there's like this
Completionist. There you go.
bodily need for me to collect them before I move on to the next continent.
I understand.
It's the Trinity MMO show. He is risen.
Oh, no. He's risen indeed.
Welcome to episode 8.
Sorry.
You're all good. Welcome to episode 84 of the Trinity MMO show. This week on the show, daily quest from your game masters. Name that game with Solomon SK, the main story quest, the top 10 MMO songs from Maestro SirJahzeal. Actually, it's 11. Escort quest, what's the most immersive MMO RPG you've ever played in your whole entire lifetime? Yes, you have to yell it because it's all capitals. Yep. And of course, in our world events. We are so glad to have you join us for some good old MMO news and MMO opinions. The Trinity in the show's title refers to a group of three closely related persons or things of threes. And in our case, there are threes of threes. The first three, the Trinity, the ultimate Trinity of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. Okay. Second Trinity is, of course, MMO tank Trinity of Second Trinity is the MMO of tank, heal, and DPS.
Oh, we have to start all over again.
The third Trinity is the 1, 2, 3 of us. And then, oh my gosh, that's 1, 2, 3 bullet points. That's now 3 of threes. And so you got threes coming all over the place.
That wasn't... You messed up, Dad. We got to start it from the beginning.
The Trinity in the show's title refers to a group of three closely related things or persons of three. In this case, of 3 of threes. Well, Yoshi said restart, okay? So, yeah, there you go, you know. Anyways, we are glad to have you here, and we have our MMORPGs here to guide you and me. First up, our sensei of MMO games, SirJahzeal.
Hello.
We have our resident YouTuber at Coffee and RPGs and Whiskey and RPGs, Solomon SK.
What's up, peeps? Do people still say that?
And then there's me. Some people say, I guess, what's up, peeps, you know. Anyways, we want to quest with you each and every week with our good old MMO news and MMO opinions. And now I'll play the first song. It's time for some quests! All right, this is where we quest with you some good old information that we pulled up along the way and kind of make some commentary too, because, hey, why not? It's our show. Do what you want with it, okay? Bethesda! I watched Solomon's show and he was all excited for this, and I said, you're a day short now, okay? Bethesda has some bad news for us. Starfield was supposed to be released on 11/11/22. Excitement was brimming. We had plans. Well, they pushed it back to the first half of 2023. No date! It's a freaking half of 2023. January, February, March, April, May, June. Oh my word, okay? We've made the decision to delay the launches of Redfall and Starfield to the first half of 2023. The teams of Arcade Austin for Redfall and Bethesda Game Studios for Starfield have incredible ambitions of their games, and we want to ensure that you receive the best, most polished versions of them.
Who are you imitating?
I don't know, just a voice. A voice of some kind of, like, you know, commanding presence. I'm not sure. So, I mean, we as gamers want the game to be good. Okay. Anthem. We want things to kind of be that is more polished and out the gate where we actually can love it and live with it. New World. that one lasts itself. Okay, anyways. All right, Lost Ark. They are battling the bots. That's right. The ongoing battle against botting is there. They have permanently banned several million accounts. Wow. They've also level gated chat area chat to keep brand new accounts from spamming. The fight's happening, but man, it's still... It's, yeah, what shows, yes, true. It's better, but man, it's a lot. Free to play game. It's hard, you know, to do that.
It's a lot better. I am happy Because if you guys didn't know, I was raging in Discord chat like this is so dumb. I was legitimately angry.
Yeah, I
So-
remember watching all of those ladybugs running past me. I'm like, a lot of people running past me, not realizing they were all bots, you know. All right, Ubisoft had their 2022 financials, and of course, this is where you get information from things, right? We even had a discussion one time about that, about watching financials. Well, apparently they show that Skull and Bones will be set sail early in Q1 of 2023. That's better than we had before, so we're getting closer. By the way, if you don't know, Skull and Bones is a pirating game based off of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and so hopefully, I mean, it looks really good. So hopefully, I mean, the visuals look good. Gameplay will be, we'll find out. Okay,
Right.
Blizzard, you know, of course, you know, World of Warcraft. You know, nobody plays World of Warcraft, so who cares really? But anyways, Blizzard, you know, if you want to know about the retail dragon flight, you want to know when you're trying to do crystal ball predictions. I predict it will come out. I mean, we already know that the Lich King comes out in 2022, so this year, but we haven't got a date for it. But this is one of the things where Amazon gave a hint. They hint only because they have a prequel novel coming out, and it's being released on November 22nd of 2022 this year. And that usually means it's 2 to 4 months prior to the release of the actual game. So late January to late March of 2023. That gives me time to get my Lich King guy up, right? I have to worry about retail. So that's always, for me, good news, gives more time. So we've lost... This is funny for the for our world events. Okay, we've lost the day before. It was supposed to be June. Now it's been moved to March because they're changing engines. We were looking for Starfield to come out this year. We lost that. It's been delayed. We know that the Blizzard's going to come out with Dragonflight. We know that's going to now be probably 2023. So what do you got going? Maybe except for ESO, High Isle coming out, and probably then Lich King. But we'll talk more about that later on. But all right, so that's all I had. SirJahzeal, what do you have as a way for your daily quests?
Well, one thing I was going to talk about was Lost Ark, which when I heard them say several million accounts had been permabanned, at first I was like, oh, that's hyperbole. That's got to be. But then I started thinking about all these 4,000 to 5,000 person queues that I've been experiencing for the last couple months. And I went, yeah, that's probably accurate. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Solomon and I have been not so happy with that lately. I did log in today.
Morning too. Reminding people. This is not during peak hours. This is like 1 in the morning.
1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Wow. That's West Coast time, by the way, which means 3 a.m., 4 a.m., sorry, on the East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like Solomon. I was like, well, fine, I'll just wait till after 10 p.m. Pacific or whatever, and they should be gone. And it was like, nope, they're not gone. And there were a couple times that I woke up at like 4 in the morning, and I was like, well, I can't get back to sleep. Hey, Lost Ark, I bet there's no bots on right now. Nope, there were. So I am very happy. I logged in, no queue at all this morning.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully it sticks. Right. Hopefully it sticks because I got things I want to do.
I logged in about 5 hours ago. You're right. No queue.
Yeah. So the one thing that maybe didn't get mentioned there was that they have been blocking IPs from areas outside of operation rights. So
outside of North America, for North American servers, you mean?
Yeah. And outside of Europe, because there were bots using VPNs.
Right.
And so if you're using a VPN, you're going to get auto blocked now. Sorry. But we got to do something. That's where they're at right now. They're just like, well, didn't really want to do it, but we got to do something.
If I could add just really quick, the vast majority of those bots were in the West Coast servers. Right?
Really?
That's true.
And what's closest to the West Coast?
To China.
Okay.
China.
Well, I was going to avoid saying China, but that is where a lot of them were coming from.
Well, so... I sent proof, like the bots were coming from. Remember that the screenshot I sent you with a guy that had like 100 clients on one machine?
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the OS was in Chinese. So, anyways.
Right. Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't just cut it down, it keeps it down. I'm looking forward to that because it's nice to be able to log into the game that you invested so much time and energy into.
Right.
So I think you mentioned all the other things I was going to mention about it. Oh no, actually, I don't think you mentioned that the easy anti-cheat,
Did not
which
mention
has
that.
just been a joke up till now. They are working with easy anti-cheat directly. Amazon Games is, as well as Smilegate Studios. I don't know why it took them so long. Let's just be happy that they got to it at all. I am. They're finally going to be working with them and trying to put the hammer down and put a wall down and keep them buggers out. So that's nice to hear. Next set of news is there's been some rumblings and some people wanted to know my opinion about it. And I told them just come watch our show. And I don't see those people lurking, but they can watch the VOD about the social contract that is coming to World of Warcraft. So there's going to be a new dialogue box that's going to pop up when you're logging into the game that's going to tell you, hey, you know that EULA and all that stuff that when you first log into the game, we have you scroll through it and you're supposed to read it and the user agreement, and then you click accept or deny. And if you deny, then they say, well, thanks for paying us the money, but you can't play the game.
Right.
This is going to be like that, only it's a social contract. So basically what they're going to be telling you are things, I guess I could just read them verbatim here. While in Azeroth, do your best to connect with other players and make friends. Being courteous in group content can help you and your teammates have the best time possible. Sending a friendly hello message can help set your group up for success. Well, the reason they're saying that is because 10 out of 10 times that you do a pug group, a pickup group with strangers, no one says a darn thing.
Well, these are all nice tips, but so what? I mean, it's like contract means
Right, so
if
what?
you don't say this, you're going to get dinged for it?
No.
Oh, okay. These
There's
are
really
just
no
good tips.
punishment.
Well, they're just good tips then. These are just good tips about how to be a good, better, nicer player. Okay.
Or make
So,
the world
yeah,
more
no-
immersive. That's foreshadowing.
More immersive.
Yeah,
There you go.
no hate speech, no harassment, no
That's in the
spamming,
ULA. That's also in the
blah,
terms of
blah.
service. Yeah.
It's also in the terms of service. But this is more to the point of, hey, can you all just behave and get along and stop?
Can't we all get along?
And the answer is no, because a lot of people have fun being mean to each other. Does anyone remember Crossroads and how bad the chat was in Crossroads?
Baron's chat is terrible.
In the Baron's chat, right? But Crossroads specifically because that's the PvP.
Well, yeah, people all hang out there.
Yeah. So they were all just having fun. I think
Chuck Norris,
but
number
Chuck
one.
Norris jokes were fantastic over there. But anyway, so it's going to be the same thing. Everyone's going to do the same thing. You're going to scroll to the bottom. You're going to hit accept, and you're going to get in the game and whatever, right? We all know that's what's going to happen. But Blizzard, hey, good job trying to police everyone. But I just thought that people wanted to know my opinion of it, and I think it's silly. Because they know that people are just going to scroll to the bottom, hit accept, and get back into the game. They can't be bothered reading all that. And this stuff is already in the terms of service. They've just kind of pulled it out and put it in a neat little package. But anyway,
it provides people to say, "I didn't see it." Like, yes, we did. It literally put it right there. Okay. I mean, if you understand, you scroll to the ULA or terms of service, right? But here it's right there. Is one of the things that we highlighted very greatly to you, so you have no excuse.
Right, but are they going to do anything?
I know, no. Well, that's a different question, but they started the ball rolling. It's one of the things where it's like my company created a like a code of conduct thing. Like, why? Okay, well, because now you have no excuse. I'm like, I never had an excuse in the first place, right? But because those who are ethical will sign it and be ethical, and those who are not ethical will sign it and be not ethical anyways. But you can't argue that it wasn't told to you. You lost that argument when you're being fired, or in this case of World of Warcraft, having your account terminated. It's like one of the things where it's like McDonald's got sued because their coffee was too hot. Coffee's hot, okay, but yeah, it was too hot. Like what?
Right.
Yet now it says too hot. It's also one of the things where in the airplane industry there was one airline who basically was replacing engines on a DC-10, and they didn't. When they replaced the engine, the idea was to replace the engine off of the strut. Okay, well they were just taking the whole strut and engine off. That wasn't in the books. Don't do that. So they did it. And it's like, oh my gosh, don't put a lighter in front of a aerosol can. Okay, now it says that because you're gonna be sued otherwise. Like what? Okay, so yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
That's different, but that's not why they got sued. There was more to that story that no one reads. It was more than just hot. Okay.
Oh yeah, that story started to digress. It's more than the problem was everybody would just write a headline like basically Twitter, 9 words or less, and everybody thought, oh, you're suing McDonald's because it was too hot. When in reality, it was
hot.
It was way
golden.
more nuanced than that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Very good point. Yeah. All right. You have any more, Jahzeal?
No, not really. I will say that the comments, especially if you go over to Wowhead or Massively Overpowered, go read the comments, because they're gonna say what I basically just said, that most jerks in the game are going to take this as a challenge.
I see that. Yeah.
Oh really? You're gonna tell me how to play the game, huh?
Welcome to the internet.
Yeah. So, fun. But yeah, that's all I got for this week.
All right. Now I have it linked here. So ready? And here we go. Boo, 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 boo. It's that time. Boo, 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 boo. When we name that game. Boo, 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 boo. With Solomon Escape. Boo, 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 boo. Name that game. Boo, 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 boo. My beatboxing version of that. Yoshi asked for a copy of it, so I'm curious to see what he's gonna do with it. All right, we are gonna name that game with Solomon's Cave. We're gonna go into his closet. He's gonna pull out something that he has not shown us for a while. I'm trying to guess what it is. Last week, is my list right? We didn't do SWTOR last week. It was SWTOR, yeah.
Remember?
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Texas edition.
Yeah, that's right.
I changed my mind. I'm gonna save this for next month. So let me pull out another game. Hang on, be right back. Play the song again, like maybe 5 times.
5 times. No. Anyways, we have been having a great time. I hope you all have been having a great time watching this as we go through and try to guess the games. Some have been easy, some have been hard. Last week was kind of in between, right? The biggest thing is that we have told ourselves, and we have told it to SirJahzeal over and over again. It's not been 2 times. He better not do it again. Is that even if he thinks it's stupid, say it.
You're so mad.
Because most likely he's right, even though he feels like it's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clip that. I remember.
Still going to do it.
Okay.
All right. Is it the 3 questions that you always got to answer as is a console, PC, console only, PC only, or both?
This is multiple, both console and PC.
Okay.
It's kind of post-apocalyptic, but not really. But it would be categorized under post-apocalyptic. And what's the third question?
We know it's not Fallout 4 or Fallout. The third question is it like FPS, MMORPG, Battle Royale? I mean, what genre is it listed under?
It's an action-adventure, third-person
Action-adventure,
game.
third-person. Action-adventure, third-person, And it's kind of a post-apocalyptic. It's not going to be Horizon Zero Dawn, is it?
Is that considered post-apocalyptic?
Isn't it? Why not? She's in a world that...
I think so.
She finally finds out that there's these huge, looks like cities over there. I mean, right?
Maybe I've been playing Fallout too much then.
All right, so the other question I have for you, is it pre-2010 or post-2010 in release?
It's neither and both. It's actually right on the dot 2010.
Oh my gosh, 2010. So it's not PlanetSide, is it? It's not.
No.
That's more so post-apocalyptic action adventure. So it's not. We already said Last of Us before, so that's not it.
We did that one already, yeah.
I know. I'm sorry to do that.
And I don't have the second one, so that's never going to be in the show for obvious reasons, more or less.
Post-apocalyptic action adventure, third person, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
That was 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So my third born graduated from high school that year. 2010 was in my heyday of WoW. Lich King.
It does have some multiplayer capabilities, but it's mainly a single player game.
Not Uncharted, but I don't think it's Uncharted. That's not post-apocalyptic. Nor is like Far Cry. It's not post-apocalyptic. Action adventure, third person. All right, what's crossing your mind here, JahzeaL? You're not talking. What first popped into your mind? What game first popped into your mind?
Defiance.
Good one. Defiance is good.
That sounds so. Oh yeah, the MMO. It's not. It's a good guess, but no, it's not.
Yeah, Defiance from Trying Worlds. I like the game. I like the show too, but
that's an MMO. I would have said it was an MMO.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, good point.
What did Metro come out?
It's not Metro.
Although
that is a good guess.
Yeah. That's a good one though. So what's those? It's like a. What's the guy that your favorite zombie game? That's like 2010. That's not the last Dead. Dead Rise at.
Left 4 Dead. That
Left 4 Dead,
came out way before that.
It's not Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, that came out before, and that's.
It's not Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 14. How about see? What's the other one? I'm thinking of Gosh, I can't remember now. Anybody out there in chat got a guess for this? Yoshi, Amos, anybody?
Can't remember when Gears of War came out.
Oh, Gears of War.
That's a good guess too, but it's none of the Gears of War series either.
Post-apocalyptic
came out in 2013, so
action adventure. Not a Zelda. That's not.
You might have actually pulled one over my head here.
Ooh. You didn't hear the game explanation, sadly.
Wait, Prey?
That's not Prey.
Oh.
I actually might have a copy of that though.
That was such a good game, dude.
Yeah.
They had it free on Epic not too long ago too.
Didn't the second one come out?
Yeah.
So Amos, it's a game that came out in 2010. Mm-hmm. It's for all console, PC. Mm-hmm. It is a post-apocalyptic action adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
I am alive.
Another lifeline. Capcom.
Well, it's not I Am Alive then.
It's like
another great
fighter.
I've never heard of that game.
What's it called? Those Mortal Kombat or Mortal Kombat?
It's not Mortal Kombat. I would have said it was a fighting game.
Yeah, good point. You did. Yeah.
Wait.
Capcom? Oh my gosh.
No, that came out in 2015.
Not Borderlands. I think Borderlands
that
Capcom.
came out too late.
Borderlands?
No,
Borderlands is
no, it's not Capcom.
Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah.
No, it's Gearbox, now owned by.
Oh, that's right. Gearbox. That's right.
No, but they're now owned by. Gosh, what company is that now?
Enix? Is it?
No, not Square Enix anymore. They Gears of War. Sorry, they're bought by that company that owns Perfect World now.
Perfect World Entertainment.
Well, they were sold to this company again. There was all that stuff is now owned by State of Decay.
It's not State of Decay, but that's a good guess.
Good guess, Amos. Oh my gosh. 2010. So like I said,
I'm remembering games that came out during that period, but like.
Another lifeline?
No.
I'll give you 3 more minutes, and I'll give you this next lifeline, and then might give it away.
Capcom. See, I don't think I've ever played any Capcom game. I mean, kids have and console, but I don't think I've ever played a PC game from Capcom.
Street Fighter was that's a fighter game though.
I don't play those
Capcom.
games. Yeah, I know that, but I don't have them.
Great game.
I mean, I have the games. I've never played them. Okay, I think, but my kids probably played them.
Sengoku was good.
I don't know.
I'm having trouble remembering the other ones. Dark Void was another one.
It's not Dark Void.
All right, you got a new hint, new small hint.
I have two in mind, but the second one I'm thinking of might be a little too inappropriate.
Inappropriate?
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay,
go for it.
This game.
I'm intrigued now. You know.
No, I can't. Christian Street. Third left line. Zombies.
Whatever. This is where I mentioned about earlier about a game with zombies to SirJahzeal.
Capcom would be Resident Evil.
It's not Resident Evil, although that's a good guess.
Well, I mean, that's a Dead Rising.
Which one?
2010 would have been Dead Rising
1. I mean, I don't know.
Number 2.
Number 2. All right.
Yeah. How did I know that?
Because you're a zombie aficionado, okay?
Yeah, 2010 was Dead Rising 2.
You see all these zombie games, you're like, I'm there. I'm like, I'm so zombie now.
You guys just don't understand. I love
You're right,
zombie
Amos.
games.
You were close. Good guess.
The initial third lifeline.
That game?
Yeah, for the Xbox 360.
What's the third? What's the lifeline you didn't want to give us?
You've got it.
There are so in this game you could actually craft weapons, right?
Okay.
Yep.
There's one that actually shoots these things. Yeah, these particular toys that are very inappropriate.
Floppy toys that could hurt.
That people it's absolutely true.
Poor Ken, look at his face.
I'll get all these images in my mind. I don't want to think any of them or say them out loud. Okay, I'm looking. You gotta just tell me in Discord chat. You know, like what am I missing? You know?
I actually made that weapon. It was a good one.
It was, yeah. But the thing is, it has like this very like it goes by another name. Like I can't remember what. It's not blunt about the name. It's like
I know, but they would. Yeah.
Yo, let me turn on my second camera here. Oh, it's so blue.
I didn't think you were into that kind of game. That's cool, dude.
I don't do well with horror, but it's typically when it comes to what do you call it? Like spiritual horror, you know what I mean? Like Fatal Frame. But zombies, I could deal with that because at the end of the day, zombies are still tangible threats, you know what I mean? Whereas ghosts, like I don't know. What do I do? But anyway.
That's true.
Everything is ruined.
That's a great game series, though.
Yoshi says everything is ruined. Start from the top.
Oh no!
Wait. No. Amos says a flesh shooter 200 gun.
Is that what they call it? That sounds about right.
I don't know if I want to. You know,
no.
I'm picturing other body parts. Okay, that's the problem. So go ahead and go tell me into Discord what it is. Okay, just.
Yeah, that game. There were so many options to like your outfit that you could wear. You could wear all these different mix and match different costumes and armor, and you made your own weapons.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I got. You might need to pull up my stream, Ken. I'll open it here, but yeah, the Zombrex. This is the collector's edition for Dead Rising 2, and again, it's just SirJahzeal if you're watching it there. Oh, you're not streaming, are you, SirJahzeal?
No.
Okay.
That
so
commercial.
I'll open it here. And
again, a commercial because I don't.
I actually do not have the collector's edition of it. I just have the regular.
You want this
360? One? Oh, dude, I will. Yeah, if you're offering it.
Well, I'll pay for it. I told Ken last week when I downsize, I'll start handing these out.
Oh, dude, yeah. Please, I'll pay you for it, dude.
Don't.
I love zombie games.
Anyway, so I'm pulling everything out of the box.
Here we go. Now we're seeing your screen. All right, cool. Okay.
So the first thing, what's really cool is that, so So Zombrex is the name of the company that you need to inject yourself with if you're infected with the zombie virus, and you need to dose yourself once a day in order to become not a zombie. And what's really cool is that they made this pen where it's like it's like a injecting
auto
needle.
Injector.
Yeah, but it's actually a pen. And I actually took this to school, and everybody would give me funny looks.
Oh, yeah, because it's like
it's actually a ballpoint pen. Yeah. So
there
was liquid inside, but the liquid dried up, as you could see. But there was if you move it up and down, you could actually see liquid. But yeah, it's all dried up. This was like over a decade ago. So.
COVID pen shots. There you go.
Yeah, COVID pen shots. Yeah, it does say Zombrex right there, as you can see.
It is weird that it started out just like COVID did.
Right.
That's where the Chinese got the idea from, I guess, huh?
I know they played too much Dead Rising.
I mean, art imitates life imitates art.
I mean, it is Capcom, so.
Hey, I still got the receipt for this game. Let's see how much I paid.
You have receipts for everything.
I know. I'm kind of surprised.
$86.
I threw all mine away.
No, this can't be right.
It's not a bad snapshot.
I probably put like a down payment on this because it says $37.88. There's no way this is that cheap. I must have put down like $30 or something. But anyways, and I bought this at Fry's.
You know what's weird though? All my Fry's receipts, they've faded.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same here. This one's almost faded too.
Oh, is it? Okay. I was like, how is yours still readable?
It's not.
It depends how you saved it, maybe. Yeah.
It's still pretty.
No, I kept mine in the game just like he did, but
and
it's only Fry's and Best Buy. Their receipts fade over time.
I don't know what
maybe it's the difference between the Bay Area and the Central Valley.
I guess this is like one of those like pharmaceutical brochures. Zombrex. Yeah.
That's so cool, dude.
You too can have Zombrex. Look at that. See, it's for you. Yeah. It'll make you prettier and more attractive and fun-loving, and you take the shot and you'll be better.
And you won't become a zombie.
Little alone did you know you turned. Wait, it turns. That's a anti-zombie thing.
I really should play.
Yeah. Zombrex is the anti-zombie drug.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Like they got the marketing. They nailed it in terms of like immersion, I guess. In terms of like a pharmaceutical brochure.
All the devs, or I hired actors to be part of it.
That's back when they still cared about.
Right. I'm kind of disappointed though because they folded it up like this, so it kind of. I get why, because it wouldn't fit in the box.
I know, but still,
otherwise, but it does kind of suck a little bit that it's all crumpled up.
Yeah.
You even get this Zombrex prescription pad.
That is awesome, dude.
Well, that means that you sign it. We can't recognize your name. It's not multiple people's, okay? It's just two. It's two of each of us because we're trying to show Solomon's stream where he actually has his camera point different way we are, okay? So you're seeing us two times, and we're also not on the same time stamp, you might say.
Yeah. The voice and the footage. Do apologize for that. Until I figure out how I could get the second camera playing on Discord and make it play nicely. This is like the best we could do, so I do apologize. But yeah, they got the art of Dead Rising 2 again. Not a personal, but like a note from the devs in the first page, as you saw.
Yeah, I saw the motorcycle in there too.
And you got somebody that looks like what's her name? Molly. No, not Molly. What's her name? The country star with the implants. What's her name? Debbie? No. Come on. What's her name? The country star
with implants. Dolly Parton.
Blonde. Yeah.
She didn't have implants. Dolly Parton.
Those aren't implants. Those are real, dude.
Those are implants. Oh,
no, those are 100% God created.
Well, they took the liberty of actually copying, I guess, some of her features and putting her in the game as well. I did not know that. I thought.
Yeah, dude.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
I've been to Dollywood.
Oh yeah, there's vehicles in the game too that you could drive in the.
Yeah, I love killing the zombies with the motorcycle.
Yeah. You even got that deadly wheelchair with
Yep.
weapons on it and the motorcycles. Yeah.
As far as I know,
really
they'd be
do.
real. Okay.
That is
They'd be
hilarious.
real.
And what's really cool about
they're
this
real.
is that it's a steelbook case, but it actually makes it
nice.
look like, each dosage.
Oh, yeah.
Like an actual like dosage thing.
Yeah, the pill
Molly.
counters.
What? No, Molly. What?
Dollywood. She's the person in charge.
No,
of,
I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about. Okay. Well, you had
no,
Dolly in
I was
your
talking
mind.
about Dolly.
Okay.
I forgot her name. I don't know who she is.
How do you forget?
Is this
Dolly Parton just got added to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
She did. She said.
The heck
Yeah,
is the
she
Rock and
didn't
Roll
want
Hall
to.
of Fame?
In Cleveland.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
How dare
Is
you,
this-
sir?
Is this the Trinity MMO After Dark episode?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm
Yes.
just saying, the character that they put in the game is clearly from her. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
It is.
Oh wait. What? This game has Dolly Parton in it. I guess.
Somebody that looks like her.
Oh.
It doesn't say it's her.
Yeah, it doesn't
but-
say it, but it's pretty clear.
Oh my word! Now Amos talking. She had a chest reduction. Okay, whatever.
She did actually have a chest reduction because
Okay.
she was having a lot of back problems.
Mm.
Health and safety brochure, I guess. as
Cleanliness.
well
Wash your
as-
hands with soap and water for 20 seconds.
Oh, that's cool. Dude, yeah, if you get rid of that, please send it to me, man.
Oh, what do you
I will
know?
take
Look,
I will take good care of it.
I even have the seal that usually goes on the box, and I just put it in
Oh.
here, huh?
Oh. Okay.
Little things like that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I apparently still have everything for this. Oh yeah, if we want to see the box too. Again, the back is also kind of like a brochure for Zombrex as well. The way, you got the couple there, loving couple, and everything. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I have the just the normal DVD version of it. I don't have the collector's edition.
Does Djawadi have Xbox?
I have 3. I have Xbox 360, Xbox One, and the Xbox One.
And if
X.
so, can we watch him revisit Xbox on stream?
I do not have a capture box, but I could.
All right, that's it for our little segment called "Name That Game" with Solomon XK.
Yeah. The thing is
now-
that game is available on PC, by the way, so we could
That's
play
true,
it on
too.
my computer.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, now we're going to do our main story quest.
And it's on Game Pass.
Hi, once again for the main story quest, where the Trinity Bros give you their MMO opinion.
All right, only one opinion. This is the culmination of the last 11 weeks. Okay, or more actually. We started this, before that too. This is the top 11, now 11, top 11 MMO songs as rated by SirJahzeal. You can argue with him and tell him he's wrong. Okay, or you can praise him saying, wow, dude, you got it right. Okay, so now comes the actual order. You heard them all. Okay, from BDO to EverQuest to WoW to Lineage, Star Wars, Lord Online, Elder Scrolls, Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy, New World, Wildstar, all those things, okay? Now comes the actual order. So, I'm going to hand it over to Djawadi, and he can tell me when to play the song as he counts down 11, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, I guess we could go backwards. Yeah, that's fine.
I thought you were going to do that. Count down 11 to 1, right?
Yeah, and this
Okay.
that you've got, this is copy and pasted from what I sent you last week.
Yeah.
Okay. So last week, I just want to let everybody know. Thank you for the prayers and everything, support. I was going to try to get on the show, and those of you who were on prior to that on my stream, I was having some severe pain issues with my spine, and it just I was way too uncomfortable to be on last week, so I apologize for that. But getting to it, the surprise was that I was waiting for someone, one of you lads or lasses out there, to recognize I talked so much about Final Fantasy XIV's music, and we went through 10 tracks, and no mention of a Final Fantasy 14 song, and I thought Yoshi or King Amos or CEO or one of y'all that come in here every week were gonna like say something, and no one said anything. I was very surprised. So the surprise was I, was going to come on and announce that, but luckily these two lads went ahead and did the show and announced that, we did have a Final Fantasy 14 song added to the list. And when we get to that, I will make my other, well, not much of a surprise, but you guys will hear it when we get there. So there's 11 songs. Part of me was like, well, maybe I should throw the 11th one out, but I just can't. The 11th one is EverQuest Kelethin theme from the Zone Kelethin, which has the wood elves where they live, for those of you. And the reason I can't throw that out is because that's the original. That's the original game MMO. As far as like 3D experience, I did play Meridian 59 before that and a couple of other MUDs. But as far as like blockbuster grandfather of all the MMOs we play today, EverQuest is one of them. And I spent a lot of time over there in that neck of the woods, quite literally. For those of you who played the game, you'll know what I mean by the woods. Because their whole Kelethin is a city that is built in the trees. It's literal tree houses all over the place that are connected by rickety old wooden bridges that connect each of the different sections. Jay Barbeau is the one that conducted and wrote the music for most of the EverQuest songs, actually, in the original. So that's number 11. It's very simple. It's MIDI music. I know some of you are going to go like, ugh, why would that be on the list? And I admit, it's purely sentimental to me. And it's my list. So, when I think of EverQuest, that's one of the first songs that pops up, other than the one that's during login and character selection. Those songs, of course, resonate with me as well because you hear them so much. But then I went to number 10. Next one up is Black Desert Online and the song Pirate Island. Again, it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. When I think Black Desert Online and I think of its music, it's got several. I'm not a huge fan of the game, but it has some good music in it. For some odd reason, though, the Pirate Island song, I just really get into it, and I gotta speak in a pirate voice every time I listen to it.
Nice.
Am I a weirdo? Of course I am. You all know that, and it's fine. You gotta have fun. So I don't know. I'm sure that Solomon would probably say, oh, there's better songs than that, because he actually plays Black Desert Online. I just dabbled in it, I would say. I mean, I got less than 100 hours in it probably over the last, how many ever years it's been since it released. But another thing is, I was a big fan of pirate movies growing up, all the old black and whites, and even Sinbad, which not really piratey, but kind of Seven Seas and all that, all the way up to Pirates of the Caribbean. God bless you, Johnny Depp, going through all the stuff you're going through. Anyway, so that was number 10, Black Desert Online, the song Pirate Island. Then we can move on to number 9, is a recent game that had so much promise, and maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll make a comeback. I don't know. Amazon Game Studios, we're still rooting for you. But New World, and the song that I put on here was Tides of War. Still one of my favorites. Again, I listen to that soundtrack at least once a month. Still, I don't really play the game anymore, but they did a good job on the music. I felt that the music was well placed in the zones that it was, and I thought it was really well done, well orchestrated, and several different themes there that go along with them. I know Remin Djawadi. I believe that's how you pronounce the last name. Please don't show me not, but I do know Brandon Campbell. At least online, no. I've spoke to him a couple of times, and of course shared my appreciation for that music on a couple of occasions over the last 3 years or whatever it's been that I've been in contact with them, people involved with the game. So Tides of War is just beautifully done, and really, I think of all the songs on their soundtrack so far, that song is New World to me. Like, when I think New World, I think of the song Tides of War. It is just beautifully done. I love it. So the next one would be number 8. And, going from one of the newer MMOs to an older MMO that's no longer
MMO, yeah.
And I'm very sad about that. And I keep hearing that there's rumblings that someone might dig it out of the dead. I don't know.
Yeah, rogue server.
That would be fantastic. But Wildstar, as you all know, that's one of my favorites. It's in top 5s for me, but rest in peace for now. Maybe we'll see you again. But Into the Unknown. I always mess up Jeff's name. I'm so sorry, Jeff. I know I've talked to you twice, I think, back when the game was still around. But Kurtenacker, I think is how that is pronounced. But I'm probably slaughtering it. I am so sorry, Jeff, if you're watching the show. Love you, man. Hit me up if you ever want to talk again. But anyway, Into the Unknown, again, similar to what I was saying about Tides of War with New World. Into the Unknown, just it is Wildstar. It represents Wildstar to me, as far as the orchestration of it and everything. It just really kind of encapsulates the whole theme of, even though it's not technically the theme of the game, it really just seems to bring it all together and is the musical representation of the game as a whole. And again, very sentimental about it. I liked the game. I don't know what happened. I really don't know. And we've talked about it before. Maybe someday someone will figure out what went wrong and we can bring it back and play it again. But that is Wildstar Into the Unknown. So going on to number 7, we've got Lineage 2, the song After the Storm. Again, I put quite a bit of time into Lineage 2, more than I probably want to admit. Have not played it in years now. But there was a time where my brother-in-law, my sister, I had several family members, cousins that were playing it. I had co-workers that were playing Lineage 2. Unfortunately, it kind of started going the way that a lot of games from that territory go, and started becoming pay to win, and everybody said, I'm out. But it has some great music. I say that, I know a lot of you probably have never heard it, but After the Storm is for sure my favorite from the original soundtrack of Lineage 2. But it has a lot of really good songs that definitely keep up with it. And I encourage all of you to go check it out. Even if you probably don't want to play it, especially if you're a Westerner. It's very pay to win now, and has some other issues as well. But Lineage 2, After the Storm, great song. Number 6, I know some of you were saying, oh, I know, you're going to put World of Warcraft number 1. That's your game. No, actually, it's sitting here at number 6. Surprise! So World of Warcraft, the song Invincible. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I own all of the World of Warcraft music that they've put out on disc, on vinyl, on 8-track? Well, they haven't done that yet. Maybe someday. Yes, I do. I own all of it.
Of course you do.
And I love it. And I listen to them all the time. My favorite is Taverns and Inns, which was an exclusive that you could only get at BlizzCon.
Okay.
But yeah, this song Invincible, man, it just gets me. It is definitely number one for me. Now it comes from Wrath of Lich King, again, my favorite era. I think Ken's favorite era. I think most people's favorite era that played it. And it's perfect. It is World of Warcraft to me. I hear that song and it's just brings a tear to my eye sometimes. So that tells you it's sitting at number 6. So these ones coming on the first half here are going to be awesome. So moving on, number 5, Lord of the Rings Online theme for Rohan. Now, do I really need to say anything? Y'all know I love Lord of the Rings. I love the movies. I even remember the animated movie that came out in the 70s. I like that, even though it was kind of wrong and not done correctly, but I still like it. They tried. You know, The Hobbit, the live action Hobbit movies, I don't know, they tweaked it a little too much and went a little too far from the books, but I love the folklore of Lord of the Rings. J.R. Tolkien's one of my favorite writers. So theme from Rohan can also be heard in the movies. It can also be heard in the MMO. And I don't know, I've always just really loved the writers of Rohan and the stories of them. And this song, I think, encapsulates those people just perfectly. And it was really well done. And thus deserving to even go above one of my favorite games, World of Warcraft. They even beat them out by 1 slot. So there you go with that. Now, number 4. Again, this is going to probably be obvious. Y'all know I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. So Star Wars, The Old Republic, Clash of Destiny, which again, that's another one. You can hear it on the movies, the prequels. You can hear it also here on the MMO, as well as other Star Wars games that it's been on. But the one from The Old Republic MMO, I just love that song. And it gets me pumped up every time I hear it. And I have to, I'm not so much getting up and jumping on the couches anymore as I used to. But I definitely pretend like I have a lightsaber and I am, fighting the Sith Lords, as it were, that are invisible around my house. They're like ninjas, man. Every time I hear that song, it just lights me up. Even my kids are like, "What are you doing?" Oh, he's listening to Clash of Destiny. And, yeah. Ken's laughing because he knows. He knows. Every time he hears it, he's thinking the same thing. He's probably on top of his desk with his lightsaber. And, I don't know if he does that so much anymore. But it'd be fun to see. Okay, so number 3. We're getting down to the top 3 here. Guild Wars 2. Fear Not This Night by Asja. It's Asja. Kadric is the one singing it, but my word, that's a beautiful song. I
really surprised this was not your number 1. Okay, to be honest,
these top 3, I'm going to say this, have even changed this week, but then I just changed it back and was like, no, I'm just going to leave it. I did several times this week move it to number 1.
I was I mean, I never heard a song directly when I was playing the game. I might have heard it, but when you showed it the first time, it was the first one you actually put down as you did it. We did it twice, and like really beautiful. So again, that's why I'm like, when you just give me the top 10 list, I'm like, okay.
I'm still sitting here going, I should have put that number 1.
Nah, it's okay.
But the number 1 and number 2 are pretty awesome. So,
yeah, it's how you pick your best one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is worthy of being in the top 3 for sure. It is just a beautiful song, and the part of the story that it's telling within the world story is just, it is perfect. Again, Ken and I were talking earlier about the difference between Final Fantasy XIV and World of Warcraft's music, and how it fit, how each of them looks at the music that they put into the games. And there's one that's like, okay, this is more ambient background, and then there's the Final Fantasy kind of take of it that other games do, including Guild Wars 2, where that music is meant to be part of the story. It's meant to be part of what's going on and be in the mix. It's not just something in the background. This one for sure is meant to have an impact during that part of the story that it's in, and it's just beautiful.
Yep.
Without words. So moving on, number 2 is the Elder Scrolls Online. You all know that's one of my top 3 games, and it's also one of my top 3 with regard to the songs here. Is falling in number 2 for Blood for Honor, or for Blood for Glory for Honor. Again, this is another one of those songs that is just, it encapsulates, if you were to say, give me a song that's going to make me feel what it's like to play the Elder Scrolls Online, for Blood for Glory for Honor is that song. There's no other song in the game on their soundtracks. There are many soundtracks, which I do own, by the way, as well. There's no other song that just encapsulates the feeling of what it's like to play the game. Now, I know some of you have tried the game and you're like, I don't know, it's not Skyrim. And that's fair. That's fair. I get it. But I love the game. I love the stories in the game. Every expansion I've came back for, and had a wonderful time with. Yeah, I don't know where else to go. What else I can say? It deserves to be on slot number 2 there. And then number 1. Yep,
wait a minute.
It's the one.
Wait. So this is, you gotta. Well, when you tossed out the 11th song, yes, and then you made it number 1, I'm sitting there going, what? Okay, I mean, it's like, how did you forget this? Yes, I understand you already made a comment about Final Fantasy, but I'm like, if it's really that great, you gotta do some explaining, okay?
Okay, so
go ahead.
Here's what happened.
Turn your knowledge into income.
So I had made this list minus honestly, the Black Desert Online song was the one that was not on the list originally. I had made the list, and then I had it on a USB thumb drive. I guess that's what they still call them. Anyway, I had left it at my parents'. And then the next week, I accidentally left it there again. And then the next week, so what I was doing was trying to remember what songs were on there. I did ultimately get that thumb drive back, and I was like, okay, these are the ones. And there were a couple of them that actually had like alternate songs that I was like fighting between, okay, which song do I want to use from this game? And I had like multiple songs listed on there. that I wanted to re-listen to see which one I wanted to put on there, because some of them, like Final Fantasy 14, there's just too many, and I couldn't make up my mind what to use. Now, what ended up happening is I decided that at the end of it, after the 10th one, I was going to surprise people and add Final Fantasy 14, and I actually had it in my head. I was going to wait and see if anyone said anything and noticed, because I was hoping that someone would notice, and nobody did. Nobody said anything to me about, hey, well, we're at number 7 now and no Final Fantasy. We're at number 8 now. We're at number 9.
Well,
wait, you just gave up 10.
I know, but there's been mention about MapleStory and RuneScape. But you're right. No one mentioned Final Fantasy.
No. And I was like, okay, well, then this is going to be a great surprise. And people are going to go, oh, yeah. And the second surprise was, yep, it's at number 1. So... y'all are just, I don't know what was going on in everybody's heads, not to notice, not to call me out on it, because absolutely Final Fantasy 14 has not just this song. Their entire soundtrack is better than any other MMO out there, including MapleStory and RuneScape. Why are people putting RuneScape in?
I have no idea.
MapleStory, I get. That has some cool, catchy tunes. I don't know. RuneScape's... It's not very memorable music to me, but I can understand. I have friends that love RuneScape. Well, old school RuneScape, not the modern one. Yeah, it's at number 1. It was meant to be a surprise. It was meant to be a shocker. After I got my thumb drive back, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Now, the song has changed a couple times because I just can't, man. I will say that Footfalls from Endwalker, the latest expansion, I'm fighting back tears right now. Is just a beautiful, beautiful song. And the fact that it is played throughout the expansion, but especially during moments that are just so powerful in the story. And again, it's just the way, like I was saying before, like our conversation, Ken, that we had earlier, that the music is not intended to just be in the background. It's not supposed to be just ambient sound floating around with the wind noises and chirping of birds or whatever. Excuse me, but that it's meant to be part of the story. And it does a great job, a fantastic, a number 1 on this list job of telling part of the story of Endwalker and of the culmination of this era that we've been traveling through since A Realm Reborn. It's just so beautiful, and it's just so well done. Now, I am a huge nerd for Final Fantasy XIV's discography. I'll just say it that way, I guess. Their original soundtracks for all the expansions and DLCs and whatnot that they've put out. I do have the vinyl collection set that they put out earlier this year, and or actually it was last year they put it out, but I didn't get it till earlier this year because I didn't have the money. But man, I don't know. I'm always blown away by how they can incorporate so many different styles of music into one song sometimes, and make it to where it doesn't sound chaotic or just off-putting whatsoever. It sounds like it was like those forms of genres of music were supposed to be together all along, and someone just finally realized that you can put heavy metal and opera and pop and classical Chinese music or something together.
Yeah.
And it make it sound beautiful. Yeah, so it was a bit of a journey. And things did get moved around, and even right now I'm like, that one should have been higher or lower, because
stick with it.
It just, music is one of those things that do that, right? Like one day you might be in the mood to listen to classical, Beethoven or Bach or Tchaikovsky or something, and the next morning you wake up and you want to listen to Simon and Garfunkel or something. It's just like that. But I will say that all of these were worth being on the list. There are, I could have done, when I originally made the list, I discovered that I almost wanted to ask Ken if I could do a top 20, in which, by the way, Mabel's story was in the top 20. Mabel's story was on the top 20, by the way, Yoshi. I don't know who else plays in our community, but I love music, guys, and I love doing these lists. So if you ever want me to make another list regarding MMOs, let me know, and I will get right to it. And I will remember my thumb drive next time.
And there you go, everybody. There's the top 11 MMO songs from your maestro, SirJahzeal. I want to add one final thing, is the fact that, you've heard me say it over and over again, the fact on my stream, as well as the show, my issues I've had with Final Fantasy 14, reason why I always had a dislike for some of the music, but I've grown to like it and love it. It is an immense privilege to be able to listen to the songs. I went to a concert here in Seattle where they're playing some top songs. I was really greatly impressed. I've also found some songs in the game that I've actually liked more than the other ones, So it is one of the things where Final Fantasy 14 just knocks it out of the park for everything about it. Endwalker was the latest expansion that came out. Now they're going to be something brand new. We're now in newfound adventures, but we'll see what happens to the next expansion and the next whole storyline. So, but anyways, if you're watching this video, I will make a special VOD for this one. Let us know what you think of the top 10 or 11 songs are. Would agree to disagree? Clearly, some people think RuneScape and or MapleStory, or maybe some other ones too. There are a lot of MMOs out there that we hadn't even talked about, whether it's some old school, we had EverQuest, but EQ2 or Dark Age of Camelot, Rift, there's just, even like we mentioned with Defiance earlier, I don't know, so many of them, right? Even to current ones that we still haven't talked about.
I even thought about adding Anarchy Online and Eve. Eve's a little weird though, because it is more ambient stuff.
All right, next up.
Good though.
Walk with us as we escort you to safety, experience, and the adventure of a lifetime.
Yes, this is a longer show today because it's special. It's a special show today. So we have a good topic that came out of the mouth, the keyboard, the typing of Solomon XK, because he does have some good ideas. It comes with that brain of his. So we want to escort you. Make sure you
just low key called me dumb.
No,
I'm kidding.
I called you smart.
I'm kidding.
Oh my word. Okay.
Just
anyways,
low key.
So what's the most immersive MMO you've ever played in your whole entire lifetime? It's all capitalized, all in caps. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, question mark, question mark, question mark, so to speak. He actually had more than that, but I just can't limit it to like 4 each, okay? So I'm going to toss this to Solomon, says his question.
After the third one, it's like redundant, right?
It is true, yeah. So Solomon, what is your most immersive MMO you've ever played in your whole entire lifetime?
Actually, I'd like to start with you, Ken.
I don't...
Okay, fine, I'll go.
The reason why it's like immersive is different for me because I'm the guy who doesn't remember all the lore. And also the guy who kind of skips some quests to get through to the other side, okay? Because I'm trying to get to the place where I want to be. There's been a lot of good, interesting games out there that, my most immersive would have to be only because like playtime is World of Warcraft. I played Dark Age of Camelot, I played Rift, I played Defiance, I played all different games, right? But I didn't get into the story. I'm playing Lost Ark right now. I kind of got the idea for it, but only because I like Lich King. You know, the whole idea behind it is probably me, so that's why World of Warcraft pops in, but I don't think it really plays into it. But Solomon, what do you say?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point. When I thought of immersion, I didn't even think of lore.
Well, Yoshi says it means underwater. No. Most immersive.
Underwater MMO. That'd be interesting. Anyway,
because Camelot had a expansion in water, so
yeah, so did Guild Wars 2. I thought it was interesting, but I didn't really care for it, to be honest. But anyways, there's 2 games that come into mind. Obviously, it's going to be the first one I have in mind is going to be Black Desert Online. Now, the reason being is because when I think of immersion, I think of like how long does it take before I am reminded that I'm actually playing a game. So when it comes to lore, I almost know nothing about Black Desert Online lore. Very, very surface level stuff, right? But in terms of like I don't know anything about in terms of the story. Like I would argue like 90% of the people have absolutely no idea what's going on in terms of the story. It's just
okay.
Now Black Desert. Now the people over at Pearl Abyss have been making steps in order to try to improve it with the latest update that they did with the Dracania new class, which is fine. And I'm glad they're going that direction. But the reason why I say in Black Desert Online is because of the fact that it's arguably the most beautiful looking MMORPG in the market right now. And not only that, it's a sandbox MMO, not a theme park MMO. And so when you're in the sandbox MMORPG, you're allowed to do whatever it is whenever you want. And if there's something that you're trying to do, you kind of have to look it up, and you might have to work for it. You might have to grind for a month or two. But like, so does a lot of things in life that you know, if you want to save up money, you work extra hours or something like that. I don't know if that's necessarily a really good analogy, but
it's yours analogy. Why not?
Because sometimes grinding sucks.
Well, yeah, but that's also the immersiveness if you like it. I mean, if you're grinding and you like it, that's immersiveness. If you're in the game, you're just doing this stuff. Now, mind you, unless you're watching a TV show on the other screen, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that too. But like, because it's a sandbox MMO, it's really impossible to do everything all the time. Like if you honestly try to grind for silver and try and grind for gear, but also try to level up your life skilling, also level up your sailing and level up your farming. Like there's just so much stuff. You literally would have to play the game 10 to 12 hours a day just to keep up with everything that's going on in the game. That's why nobody does like, I mean, I'm sorry, let me take that back. That's why you have players that typically do one thing at a time. Some people just want to do life skilling, and that's fine. That's all they do. They don't grind for gear. But some people want gear, so they'll grind for silver, and they'll grind for better gear to buy better stuff to kill monsters with. But then you also have life skilling gear that you also need to take into consideration, because you can say you have the best gear, but the best gear for what though? For farming, for grinding, for for life skilling and stuff like that. So and it's just like, and again, just because of the way the game looks in terms of their proprietary graphics engine that they use, it I wouldn't say it's as good as Unreal Engine 4 maybe, but it's pretty dang close for an MMO. And just the beautiful settings and the sunsets and the sunrises and stuff like that, and the ocean content as well. And so that's why I could get easily lost at Black Desert Online for sure in terms of its immersion. And the second game that's a maybe, it would be Star Citizen. As it sits now.
Whoa. Star Citizen isn't even out.
Yeah, but have you played the alpha?
I know.
I'm just amazing.
Dissing because the fact is it hasn't been out yet. Never mind.
That's why I say possibly, right? Okay. Because, for example, when you're playing, like for example, like in World of Warcraft, you know, you're looking out your this is Burning Crusade expansion, right? And you see all those planets out in the atmosphere, in the sky, but those are just pictures of planets, right? But in Star Citizen, if you actually see a planet, you could actually go to it and land on it. It's not just a picture.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so many things. You could actually put your vehicle in your starship and fly off and use that vehicle to set up a base or something like that. It's on a scale that's never been done before. And I get its criticisms, the criticisms of the game are valid, but at the same time, I would say there's nothing out in the market that's trying to accomplish what Star Citizen is doing, and a lot of it has to do with immersion. A lot of it has to do with the fact that it wants you to get lost in its world and in its graphical beauty, if you will, with all its planets and the procedurally generated cities and whatnot. And so, again, it's still a maybe. I'm not saying definitively this is gonna be the most immersive MMO ever, because it's not out yet. But from what I've played so far in the alpha, like, I'm absolutely blown away, even in its alpha stage, what it could accomplish. And there's still a lot of room to be there's still a lot of room of improvements. But I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing so far in terms with regards to the immersion, at least.
Yeah, I liked how both of us, we'll get to Jazz in a minute, the fact that we answered the question, defining our immersionness, might say, okay? Like Yoshi was saying that, I think New World felt immersive, even though it's not one of his favorite MMOs, okay? He is cuteness over immersiveness. So SirJahzeal, what about you? Is it BDO, World of Warcraft? Is it Star Citizen? What have been your most immersiveness MMO?
It's RuneScape.
RuneScape, yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Or the MUDs he used to do,
I do want to first address underwater zones. And I will say the best MMO combat and best underwater zones are in Guild Wars 2.
Bar none. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm picturing water combat in Champions Online. I was picturing it's the same as flying in the air, just flying into water,
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's just do everything and flip it.
Yeah, just flip it.
So an immersiveness, that would to me be a game that you get in and you, like Solomon was saying, you forget that it's a game and you forget the world around you. And it's would be a game that you start playing thinking, oh, I got a couple hours this evening to play. And then you realize that you've got 2 hours to sleep before you got to get up to go to work. And the games that do that for me, man, I don't know, but I would say Elder Scrolls Online, their quests are just, and the worlds that they build are just, they do that to me.
Yeah.
And the whole, I gotta help these people, and feeling like it's a living, breathing world that you're in. We talked about it before, right, that it's awesome that you can walk through a market and you hear them, like the NPCs are conversating with each other and having these conversations. Yeah, they're on a loop, of course, we know that. But when you're walking through and they're like having a conversation about, you're walking by where you buy the ingredients to cook or whatever, and they're sitting there talking about like some new recipe that they found in some other zone that you just walked through or whatever. And maybe they're talking about their kid or whatever. And it's just like, it's so, like, it encapsulates the word immersive to me. There's so many different awesome stories that I feel connected to with not just the main characters, but there's even like side quests that I remember in Elder Scrolls Online that I really got involved in, and I was like, man, I hope that they like make more quests with that character, in the future, so I can visit them again and say hello and go kill 20 of something for them or whatever it is. World of Warcraft, yeah, that's got to be on there because, dude, the lore is like, I never feel like I can know everything about that game because there's just so much. And it's very easy to get wrapped up in that world and forget what's going on around you in the real world. But I would say that, yeah, definitely Elder Scrolls Online, I think for me personally, does does that better.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I and as far as Star Citizen, yeah, it's still an alpha, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. I just
right.
would really I can see that happening with that game. I see what Solomon's saying, and I want to agree. As upset as I am that I don't think it'll ever leave alpha,
It will.
It just feels like it's never gonna get released. But I can see, dude, like you were saying, like there's a planet over there. I wonder what, huh?
Yeah,
Let's
there's
fly
like
over there. Like, can you imagine that? Oh,
there's a game out there,
cool,
right? You know, like you can do that too. You know.
Well, there's.
I have to remember the game all of a sudden. The one that launched and crashed and it came back. It's doing pretty good. I like the team now. I kept naming the game right now. The game. Yoshi was saying if Minecraft was an MMO, then Minecraft or Terraria, Neopets, or Pop Tropica. At least our system wasn't a complete scam. Yeah.
Ha. Although, really quick, if I may add.
Yeah, you may add.
First of all, Charles, thank you so much for the raid. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for the follow, Aqua. Really means a lot. Second of all, I know we were just talking about Guild Wars 2, and I don't know why I completely forgot it, but that was actually really immersive too, other than the fact that it wasn't your typical fetch questing.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you just showed up and a quest would activate because like how real life happens, you know? In real life, you don't actually just go to well, maybe you do, I don't know. But I thought that was pretty immersive, and I really wish more MMOs did what Guild Wars 2 did.
Well, they would have quasi spontaneous events that just happen as you're going through the zones.
Right, yeah. And whether you failed or succeeded in that quest would actually affect the world on how it looked. Like there was this one time where I showed up and the quest failed, and like a bunch of oil spilled into the river. I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was really immersive. So I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I think Yoshi has a good idea for another topic later on. I think we had before, right? Which MMO lore was the most compelling? You know? So I don't know about that. I think we might have had one about lore before, I forget. All right, that's it for our escort quest. Hopefully we got you there safely. You didn't fall off the cliff over there, did you? Or get attacked by anybody? We're good at escorting. We had a triangle around you, okay? You were in the middle. We were triangling. We were making sure you wouldn't get touched at all, okay? So there you go. Boom. You know?
We got you.
All right, so what do we do when we're not doing this show? We do some world events at times, okay? And I added some things to the list here because the things are popping up. The Star Wars... Yeah, Star Wars Celebration Live is May 26th to 29th. They're going to be doing things. I'm not sure what we're going to do directly, okay? Elder Scrolls Online has High Isle coming out June 6th. Again, we haven't chatted about it yet. You know, Summer Game Fest is June 9th. Yes, you know, there are some of us who will be streaming some of this up, even though it's during the day. Probably watch it later on. Just go watch it and comment. The Microsoft, Xbox, and Bethesda Game Showcase is June 12th. And, of course, they're probably going to tell us how much the Starfield really isn't coming out this year. We already know the day before is gone for until next year, so it'll be on the list tomorrow. Next year, TwitchCon, October 7th through 9th. And so if you're going to be in San Diego area, we'll be there. We'll try to arrange some kind of little gathering of sorts. Not sure where, how, right? They did come out with the request for panels. I attempted to send in a Trinity MMO show panel request, right? We have 3 of us at least, okay? And one of the key features is diversity. So we got that. Wrath of the Lich King is coming out this year, probably August or November. Okay, so we'll go good for that, you know. And of course, I said Starfield is no longer here, so we'll do that. But anyways, we kind of do some shows so we can show you what's going on in the world of gaming outside of just these MMO stuff. And don't forget, you know, the other things you want to watch show-wise, you got to go and watch Solomon's YouTube channel. Blue shirt guy said, I fell off the cliff. It was okay till the sudden stop. That's the way it works. Okay. Our quests are done. The dungeons are cleared. The loot has been distributed. And all the crafting orders have been sent on back to their original owners, the people who ordered it. There's better words for that. It's time to go AFK. Where can we find you, and what MMOs are you playing currently, Solomon?
So this is gonna come as a shock to a lot of you, but I haven't logged into Black Desert Online for over a week now.
Oh wow.
Because I've been really trying to catch up with SirJahzeal and Yoshi on the Lost Ark.
Right. Yep.
And I told him, like, I could have easily been in high end tier 2, low end tier 3, but I have to collect all the freaking Mokoko seeds, okay? There's like this
completionist. There you go.
Bodily need for me to collect them before I move on to the next continent.
I understand.
So that's why I'm still
get them all.
Yeah. So that's why I just got to tier 2. And I'm helping Kelethin try to level up his character too as well, and having a lot of fun with that. So right now I'm just really, in terms of MMOs, I've really just been playing Lost Ark. Again, as we mentioned earlier, really happy about the whole bot problem they're fixing. So please, Amazon Games or Smelgate, whoever does that stuff, please continue to make progress on that. And yeah, you could always so I should probably mention this. So I'm changing shifts again with my day job. I'll be doing Monday through Friday day shifts now, and that probably means that I won't be able to crank out as many videos as possible, although I would like to. But if you guys could just pray for me, because I feel it in my bones, like I just want to become a YouTuber, but the progress has been so slow, and it's just, and admittedly it gets frustrating, because I don't know if it's really, you know, like one of the prayers I try to make is like, let God's will be done, which is a very, very hard prayer for me to make, because I still want to do things that I want to do. That's not necessarily what he wants me to do, right? And so, but I pray about it anyways, because I you know, that's what Paul said to do. So if you guys could pray that, even though I really want to become a YouTuber, that, and I say don't give up, because sometimes it's easier to give up, but I don't know whether, I can't really tell if I should just give up because that's what God wants me to do, or if I'm just being a lazy, person, you know. So, anyways,
I know
Charles,
how to feel.
Thank you so much for the raid again. And have a great night. Sorry, he raided my channel, so.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that would be my prayer request. But so, anyways, yeah, I'm starting a new shift with my day job. I'll still continue to make YouTube videos, try out different things, try to grow the channel. But otherwise, until I get a solid no from what he wants me to do, you can find me at Coffee and RPGs and Whiskey and RPGs on YouTube, and you can find me here about once or twice a week over at Twitch as well, at Solomon_SK.
Yeah, so you can see some of the socials there. We have the YouTube, the TikToks, the Instagram, the YouTube, and well, two YouTube channels, and then his Twitter. All right, SirJahzeal, about you? What are you playing? Where can we find you at?
Right now it's World of Warcraft and Lost Ark. Hopefully, now that I can actually log into Lost Ark without 5,000 bots being in line ahead of me, I can play a little more. Oh goodness. I'm still streaming, well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I try to sneak some Mondays in there here and there where I can, but on Twitch, SirJahzeal, one word. And that's it for right now.
All right. Did we do that? Did we do the exclamation point Zeal? Or was it Jahzeal? Exclamation point Jah. Spell it right. Jahzeal.
Is mine still exclamation mark cow?
Yes. Oh, Jahzeal, okay. These are, yes, that's the ones that Yoshi created, okay? So, yeah.
I know. It's still funny.
All right, so I'm Kelethin. You can find me here on Twitch on this channel, as well as Kelethin Live on Twitter. You also find me at kelethin.locals. And I've been playing, like you mentioned, Lost Ark, trying to get level 50, because everyone says that all the game starts at 50. You know, and also getting, I finished the expansion, the patch or the next one for Final Fantasy 14, the Newfound Adventures, and so I was trying to play with a new character, a Reaper, even though I'm thinking like I need to drop that off right now. And I also play World of Warcraft, as well as you see me play Fortnite, and that's my problem by too many games. But Lich King will consume every bit of my playtime when it comes out. I gotta start a character to figure out what I'm gonna do for Lich King. I'm not gonna do my druid as I did when I first leveled up through Classic, or at least my original gameplay. Probably to be a different character. I'm not sure yet. So that's where I'd be. And so yeah, thanks everyone for being here. We'll be doing this again next week. Try to do it every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And you also can find us on this channel either on my YouTube channel, Kelethin64, or you can find on Coffee and RPGs or Whiskey and RPGs YouTube channel for the other stuff. There's 2 versions of this come out, which is kind of cool. You know, the editing that Solomon does is different than mine. His is better than mine. So I just Anyway, so there you are. We'll see you next week.
Yourself short, Ken.
We'll see you next week. God bless you guys and care and bye.
Bye.
One of these days. Check out the further adventures of Kelethin by liking and subscribing and watching me live on twitch.tv/Kelethin.